Super Simon Says Extreme Edition. It's the next frontier of FPGA-based matching games. It's a remarkable way to test a player's ability to quickly and efficiently match a random sequence that is presented to them. The player will be tasked with recognizing a random pattern displayed to them via the basis board's LEDs. These LEDs will be powered in a randomized order that will require the player to act quickly as they match the board switches to the LEDs positions that have been given to them. The player's ability will be tracked as the board will keep track of how many rounds the player has matched correctly. The player can't mess up the match, otherwise their score will be reset. The game features tactile switches, beautifully green LEDs, a vibrant red segment display, and the most advanced random number generator known to mankind.
Parts list on this design. Not much is needed to run the incredible game. One needs a Xilinx Basis 3 board to put the game on, and presumably a computer that has the required software to flash the game onto the board. A micro USB cable that will be needed for both powering the board and for bridging between the computer and the PC, and the board for flashing. Setup of this board. All you have to do is connect the board to a computer via your micro USB cable to supply the board with power. Turn on the board via the power switch. Once the board is connected to the computer, flash the patented stream of Super Simon Says Extreme Edition onto the board. Prepare yourself, as you will only have a few seconds to match the switches to the given pattern.
Game's overall rules and directions. The board's LEDs are going to randomly turn on, and each LED corresponds to the switch underneath it. If an LED is turned on, the corresponding switch must be also put to the on position. If an LED is not on, the switch must also be off. The player must follow this logic for all the LEDs displayed to them on the board. The goal is to switch on all the switches that have a powered on LED and switch off all the switches that don't have an LED powered above them. But if a player matches all switches and LEDs correctly in a round, the score, which can be seen on the segment display, will increase by 1. If the player does not match the LED sequence by the end of the round, they will have their score reset, and they must start getting sequences correct again to increase their score.
Device limitations. Currently, the score is stored in an 8-bit value, so the theoretical max score is 255. Without changing the clock speed manually, each round's time will be what it is set to when the stream is flashed to the board. There is currently no way to reset the game to a score of 0, and 4 tries without losing the game is the traditional sense. Mismatching 4 LED sequences causes a player to lose all their tries, thus putting their score at 0 and resetting their try count to 4.
3.5 minutes of audio.